Hey everyone, welcome to Jazz Guitar of the Belltower. This is the Belltower, and this is lesson 13. We're going to talk a little bit about minor pentatonics. And I know all of you guys have a fingering for the minor pentatonic scale, so I'm not going to go over that. But I will say this, it's a good idea to spend some time working out the minor pentatonic scale all over the guitar neck. I know everybody's got this one position that they're playing. And you know, people forget that the minor pentatonic is actually a set of intervals. It's between 5 notes. It's not a fingering. So those notes could be played in different locations. I could play, whoops, let me show you that, keep it in the camera, right? So it's important for you to spend some time working out all the different fingerings. I'm not going to do that today. That information can be found all over the place and for free. What I want to show you today is how you can use the minor pentatonic scale to get kind of a jazzier sound in your playing. If in fact your gig or your recording date calls for that, there's a good way to use the stuff you already have, i.e. your minor pentatonic riffs, and apply them in different ways over certain chords to get a jazzier sound. The first chord that I'm going to play is a G minor 7 chord. I'm going to just play it into the loop pedal here. So let's try this. Okay, there's a G minor 7 chord. A good place to start would be the G minor pentatonic scale. Okay. But here's something tricky and cool. You can take the minor pentatonic scale and go up a whole step to A minor pentatonic. Now I have a G minor 7 chord, but I'm going to play A minor pentatonic over this chord. Kind of an interesting sound. There's one more idea I want to show you, and that's playing D minor pentatonic, D as in dog, over a G minor 7 chord. So here's a D minor pentatonic. Anyway, kind of a neat concept there. It sort of opens your sound up a little bit and isolates some interesting tones over that G minor 7 chord. So again, on a minor 7 chord, you could play the minor pentatonic based off the root. You could play the minor pentatonic that's up a whole step from the root. So in this case, G minor 7 was the chord, A minor pentatonic was the scale, right? Or we could play the minor pentatonic scale that's off the 5th of the chord. So G minor 7, the 5th of the chord is D, and I played D minor 7. Here's a good way to apply this to major 7 chords. I'll start with a B flat major 7 chord vamp. So okay, here's my B flat major 7 chord vamping. Here's G minor 7. Right, very typical inside sounding thing. if I moved my minor pentatonic scale up a whole step to A minor? Kind of a cool sound. Again, I'll do D minor pentatonic over the B flat major 7 chord. So here's D minor. Anyway, kind of an interesting sound, and a cool way to spice up your playing on those chords. Incidentally, I was just thinking while I was playing that I have a really hard time playing the minor pentatonic scale without adding the blue note in there. And I have spent some time with this idea, and I can tell you from experience that playing the blue note in any of these minor pentatonics is going to sound great. So if you were playing, over the G minor 7 chord, that sounds great. This sounds great. Right? So is this. Those blue notes are meant to rub. They sound a little out and they sound a little strange, but what's interesting about playing those notes is that it draws your ear to either the note a half step above or a half step below, and that can really create some cool excitement in your lines. And the same thing goes for playing over the major 7 chord. If I play a bluesy phrase in D minor, right, over this chord, we're not going to hear that note as a wrong note. We just hear it as a chromatic passing tone that's a half step below this note or a half step above this note. It lends itself to creating a real earthy sound even over these kind of pretty chords, and I think that's really where rock and blues guys stumble. They're playing some great bluesy sounds, and then out of nowhere my dog's going to come in and start barking. Out of nowhere, they're hit with a major 7 chord, and then all of a sudden you hear them playing a scale rather than playing a blues phrase, and so immediately it's like, oh, scale boy, and it doesn't really sound consistent with their normal playing. So that's something to check out. Anyway, thanks for joining me for the lesson. If you have any questions about this lesson or any other lesson, or have any suggestions about future lessons, you can visit me at www.belltowertrio.com, and I'd like to hear from you. Anyway, good luck, and we'll see you at the next lesson.